What's up, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Conversation Station. This episode, I'm going to be reviewing the first episode of Daredevil Born Again Season 2. They just announced that they're going to be releasing both Episode 2 and 3 tomorrow at 6 p.m., so that's pretty cool. Some promotional figures, promotional materials, like a Funko Pop. Honestly, I don't really buy Funko Pops that much. I think the only thing I have that's like it is like a little Spider-Man thing. But I have a Avatar Aang one too. But I don't really buy Funko Pops that much, so that's not really too exciting for me, but that's still pretty cool. The episode's title is called Ship in Action, and it refers to the cargo ship that Daredevil was trying to get on at the end of the last season, and he infiltrates it at the start of this season. He said in the last season he's going to need an army, and he's going to need help to basically take down Fisk and everything he's got going on, so we're hoping to see some really cool cameos. We know Jessica Jones is supposed to be in this season. I think that's really awesome. I really like Kristen Ritter as Jessica Jones. I think she was awesome. I really hope they bring Luke Cage back. Daredevil eventually sinks the ship, and he plants a ticking watch inside one of the crates so he can track the movement of the weapons later on, and I'm guessing later on at some point. The show also opens with the BB report by BB Urich, and it kind of like shows as like a support for the Fisk's anti-vigilante task force. It seems like everybody's really happy about it and talking about all the positive sides to it. But like I kind of figured it takes like a twist later on in the episode, which I just kind of figured giving a little bit more of a darker reality and some not so flattering lights on Fisk's policies. The first time he's sporting that Double D logo on his chest, and that got fans pretty excited just to that suit. Just looked really great. It was great seeing Karen back again, and her and Matt being on the run, and them finding comfort in each other. Now, after that ship sinks in the harbor, the Attorney General comes down and tries to basically strong arm Fisk and tell him that things are going to be different, and there's going to need to be a lot of oversight from people above in the government, because while Fisk is the mayor, he's not the top level of government in New York City. So he's just the mayor, and there is people above him, and there is people he has to answer to. And that's literally, it's so crazy to see Fisk's control and his connections within these deep dark organizations, because that whole scene only lasts just a few minutes before one phone call from the name drop of that Valentina Allegra de Fontaine, and the Attorney General immediately just backs down. Really cool to see that tie into the larger universe, and obviously we're gonna have more Daredevil tie-ins to the large universe later, but this was just cool as like the very first episode right out of the gate. Here you go. But that was pretty cool how that shift happened, and the Attorney General immediately bends the knee to Fisk, showing, like I said, no matter what, even if it's not really within Fisk's power, he'll still come out on top in one way or another. Matthew Lillard also shows up as a CIA operative named Mr. Charles, and his just bravado on the whole scene definitely tells you how much of a chaotic figure he's going to be for both Fisk and the vigilantes.
Yeah, I'm watching. Yeah, I would say clusterfuck is a pretty apt description. No, it's fine. I'll go up there myself. I need the miles.
Now it's going to be interesting to see how he puts the squeeze on Fisk and what his further role in the MCU as well as the show is going to be. I think it's just really cool seeing Matthew Lillard in the MCU. He's said before that he's really been wanting to join, so we're starting to see how Daredevil's former therapist and girlfriend Heather Glenn is starting to both deal with her trauma and be a helpful hand to Fisk. We see how she, marks the swordsman as, falsifying his evaluation, saying that he hears demons. So yeah, she's definitely going to be a huge problem. And, if they're willing to add these small little things, I have a feeling that, the fact that she lied about these things is gonna come out. They were both recording on audio, I believe, or video, and writing it down. So there's going to be two sources of the story. So I think later, if it comes out that the swordsman, there's been hints that hopefully it gets overturned, the Vigilante Act gets overturned and these people get to go free. And I think possibly a factor in that will be the fact that she lied. And it'll be proven because it'll be written down one way and the recordings will show that they said another thing. Now let's talk about that ending scene. Matt's ally basically is having a heart attack after being interrogated and beaten up. And, that kind of throws Matt off. Matt comes to save him. In the middle of the fight, the man starts having heart attack. and Matt senses this, and it just kind of throws him off for enough of a second to, the people fighting that Matt is fighting get the upper hand on him. Seen a lot of comments with this, and my brother also had kind of the same problem. It's like, would that, split second really be enough? Would that heart attack really be enough to throw off his senses? And I was just like, yeah, I mean, all it would take is a second, and he's such a good fighter because he just keeps going, and that split second of taking his attention away really is all it takes, for that one good hit, and then it's all just all his good work, all his good defensive work just kind of comes crumbling down. But even still, he was being held down by so many people, and he was still keeping his strength up, and strong enough to try to, really, really force his head down while he was being pulled back. I had no idea how he was going to get out of it. I really thought, this might be the way that I was hoping they wouldn't, push him into being captured yet. I imagine he's going to get captured at some point. I was expecting the Punisher to be the one to come save him, even though they said that the Punisher isn't going to be in this season. I just figured there might be, some way that he does come save him. But it ends up being Bullseye. Bullseye obviously saving Matt for, being set up by Fisk and just being a pawn, and I guess kind of like a, sorry. And it just a little blade that says you're welcome with a little bullseye on it. And it was really cool, really awesome way to just quickly take all them out. Now, I don't think to Matt this would make them like even or on the same side to any degree. And like I said, I just think it's a matter of understanding between the two. It's just, things are going to get really, really crazy with how, the vigilantes are going to get portrayed. And, because we still have masked vigilantes as well as masked villains. So the mix for that and to be able to separate them out is going to be kind of hard in the beginning, especially, with the way that they're just kind of going after everybody. It's going to be, just an insane time of them trying to work out who goes where. I thought this episode was like really well paced. I don't know. I think it builds up for like a really cool season. I'm super excited for it. The 2 new episodes dropped tonight. I'm going to try to watch both of them if I can. But hopefully within next couple of days. I just can't wait for this season to be not over, but I'm really ready for more episodes to come out. I can't wait to see how they just improve on this story more. I hope we get to see more suits and more fighting. Is there anything that you were surprised on in the episode? Is there anything that you're looking forward to in the rest of the season? I really do appreciate any time you spend watching my videos. Thank you, and I hope to see you again.